Hey, Soundman, where's our beats?
Oh, they're right here.
Oh,
you broke them.
we didn't break nothing.
I broke my soul.
Oh, I turned it off.
Technical difficulties.
No, I didn't turn it off.
Oh.
What's going on?
I'll tell you, I'm turned off right now.
Really?
Yeah, we all have some weird ideas. I'm just saying. The real science experiment. Pump them full of LSD. How about don't ask me these questions? No salt.
Hello and welcome to No Salt. I'm Idris.
Patrick.
Richie.
Alright, so today's episode, Richie picked the word of the week last episode, and the episode today is
Kool-aid. Yes.
So,
Delicious, sugary drink.
yeah, and
From my
what
childhood.
inspired you? You just felt it? It was Kool-Aid? You just
Well,
felt it in your bones?
You know, I was thinking long and hard for that 2 seconds that I had to think of a subject, and Kool-Aid was the first thing that popped in my head. And it might have been because I was watching Family Guy, and Kool-Aid Man shows up a lot.
I have to admit, it was hard to come up with the story this week that didn't somehow involve the Family Guy meme of just, oh yeah, busting through a wall, you know?
Oh,
it's
yeah.
such
Or
a
like
staple.
the Dane Cook thing, like...
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh no. You
Yeah.
just broke my wall.
Yeah.
Well, I thought of something like, where's Kool-Aid on the hierarchy of powdered drinks, right?
It's below.
Like, would you say it's more of an upper class powdered drink?
No.
Not at all. You don't
But I mean,
see
you got
that
Hawaiian
kind of
Punch,
drinking.
right? You got that Crystal Light stuff.
I haven't drank Kool-Aid since I lived in a single white trailer.
It's going to be harder to crash through rich people's mansions walls than it's going to be through the trailer wall.
But
You know what I mean? As the Kool-Aid himself, I mean, he is some high
He seems like a fun
fiberglass.
guy, though.
I mean, yeah. Sure. I mean, he's always down to party, but it's like, you know, you're not going to risk yourself trying to get through a really hard, fancy cement wall that was built by billionaires. You know what I mean?
What does a non-fancy cement wall look like?
You know, it's the kind without paint.
Interesting side note, what is it with cheap drinks marketed to children having...
No nutritional value whatsoever.
well, yeah.
Well,
But
just
having a
made of
mascot that brings violence and harm to everything. So first you got Kool-Aid Man, he jumps through
He's a
people's
bad
walls.
example.
Yeah.
sugar. Yeah.
Then
He's
you
got the angry eyebrows already.
and then you got the Hawaiian Punch guy who's like, hey, do you want a Hawaiian Punch? And he just punches them in the face. They seem to like it because they always have a smile on their face.
Does he do that?
Sunny D
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
have
no,
a-
he
I
does.
didn't know that.
Sunny D doesn't have a mascot, does it?
It's a sun.
What about Capri Sun?
That was
Didn't they turn it
actually-
like the T-1000 and fly through the atmosphere of the Capri Sun?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened, yeah.
Point. The
What the-
commercial is like all these kids are like, "Oh, it's hot out here," and they
You know
all
what's really
they
funny
all
about that
melt
stuff?
into silvery liquid and then fly through this atmosphere and then find the Capri Sun. Do you guys remember this?
Yeah.
They're all T-1000s. This is a future where Skynet has taken over.
Well, how convenient that he can only transform into a knife, but he can't transform into a bomb or something.
Well, they're actually kind of explain that.
Yeah,
if you
but
were a
it's
true fan,
how
but you would know.
convenient. I
It's
know that.
nanotechnology. You can't make explosive material out of the material that the robot is made out of.
Skynet was all that, it figured it out.
Well, I got a story about Kool-Aid.
Cool.
Why is it spelled with a K?
It's not.
Yeah,
Yes,
it
it
is.
is.
Yeah. It's KOOL hyphen
A.
A.
It's probably made by the same people who make Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, it's a good point, actually.
Yeah, then everything is spelled with a K.
Maybe that, no, or if not that, maybe that's why Mortal Kombat used that.
Maybe the people that sell cool cigarettes are really marketing to younger kids with Kool-Aid. Maybe there's like, they ever test this?
Brand
Is there a little bit of-
association.
Is there a little bit of nicotine in the Kool-Aid?
Special K.
Kicks, right?
Yeah, Kicks.
Yeah.
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 It's often cereal products that have it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me spell kicks with an X. Come on, kids.
You
Spell
always-
your way to obesity.
But
here.
then you also have Trix,
Yeah.
which is the same thing. TRIX.
I feel like I just give the rabbit a bowl of cereal.
Yeah.
Like, what's the big deal?
Yeah, it's kind of harsh.
It's really, yeah, it teaches you to be
I
selfish.
kind of
really.
feel for that.
Yeah, why can't you have a bowl of cereal?
really
It's
random.
supposed to be healthy for you.
When I was younger, I knew kids who would take Kool-Aid in its raw form, like powder, and snort it. Yeah.
I did it with Pixie Sticks.
I did that once.
I think I watched Scarface.
I did it once with a bag of sugar.
See, I did it with the Kool-Aid. It burns.
Yeah,
so
I did it with
bad.
Pixie Sticks. It does
I was just being a stupid kid, too.
And you know what else? Yeah, no, I did it with a bag of sugar. We were on a bus trip, and so we all snorted bags of sugar, and it just like, that was stupid.
Well,
it burned. And then, like, 30 minutes later, it started to get, like, goo, like, brown goo coming out, and it was like
You did brown sugar?
Well, no, the sugar, like, caramelized.
Why is it brown?
Shit and came out brown.
I don't think that's normal.
It was gross, yeah, no.
Okay, so if you do
It's the only time I've ever done it.
if you do blow and you do it through your nose, you absorb it, right? Well, does that work with, like, sugar? Do you get, like, a sugar?
That was a theory, but no. I mean, you don't.
Well, obviously, you're not
high.
absorbing it if it's coming back out. But what about the granules that don't?
Yeah, but in order to feel a quote unquote sugar high, and there's some studies that indicate that that's not a real thing. You have to consume a large amount of sugar. A bag's worth snorted up your nose. You're not going to absorb a large amount of sugar. There's no like.
Especially like, I don't want to do that.
I feel great. Just run out the back of the window.
Yes. I mean, it's like, think about it in the sense of cocaine. If you ate the amount of cocaine that you normally eat the amount of sugar of daily, like you would probably die. Like you only have to take a small dose of that.
I still don't know why it was brown. Maybe I never looked into it. But the thing, like, what do you call those things? Those sugar rocks that you ate that pop in your mouth?
Pop rocks.
Did you say Idris, maybe you know this.
Did you say pop rocks?
How do they make it pop in your mouth?
Yeah, that's
really weird.
Some sort of carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide.
But like, it seems not safe. What if you do the wrong kind of?
I often heard that if you took a bunch of Pop Rocks and swallowed them and then chased them with a like Diet Pepsi,
that is just an
Are you
urban
serious?
myth. It's absolutely incorrect.
That was just a jingle.
Patrick, I hear you make observations. Do you have any this week?
I like to write thoughts down and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I watched Terminator.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I wrote down that it's pretty cool that Sarah Connor saved mankind by raw dogging a total stranger claiming to be a time traveler at the height of the AIDS scare.
Okay.
It's a horrible to think of, but like I wonder if I can use that the next time I go out to a club. Like I'm from the future. Sleep with me. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that. That's gonna be. I'm gonna go.
Machines are hunting you. Trust.
I got your phone number from a phone book.
If you look at the movie, it takes course over like 3 or 4 days, right?
Oh, yeah.
So she watches the news, 8 Sarah Connors are dying,
yep.
right? So time traveler guy with his Nikes.
Yeah, right.
Hey, I'm here from the future. I'm here to save you. Bullshit, and then you see the, Cyborg coming to kill you. But so still like a day later, they're in the hotel and she's like,
I guess you're a cool guy.
what's the future like? What's my son like? Are we going to live?
He never knows who his father is.
But, alright, let's start hooking up. They're in the hotel, and, this is the mid-'80s, and it's like...
AIDS is everywhere.
Yeah, I love you. Let's just sleep and not wrap it up, and how convenient you die.
So you got another observation for us?
I do. I watched Full House the other day.
Oh, yeah, that's a good show.
Okay. And, theme song's pretty catchy, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
So I was thinking about it. The Full House theme song asks, whatever happened to the milkman, the paperboy? But the show really never explored this darker plot line.
No, it doesn't, actually.
Like, it's in every episode. It's for such a happy show.
The milkman, the paperboy.
Even in TV.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to him? Did they kill the milkman?
Have you ever seen the video on YouTube where they make that show look really creepy?
I've just seen there's this one internet video where they take this scene from one of the Olsen twin movies and they like slow it down and it sounds really, it's kind of hilarious. It's like they're saying, here we go. Here, this is.
Is that on iTunes? I don't want that song.
Nah, it's on YouTube. What's another observation you got, buddy?
You want to know a fun fact?
Yeah.
100% of people don't know what to do with the dirty dish at someone else's house.
Sometimes I just wash it.
But have you ever gone to somebody's house and you're there and you might be eating something and then you're like...
I guess a lot of times I put it in the sink.
What do I do with this?
I always ask what they do, what their method is.
Yeah.
Like, oh, go wash it off and put it in the dishwasher. Or give it to my wife, the dishwasher.
What's another observation you got?
I find it weird when you go to UPS. They're like, thanks for choosing UPS to ship your package. Would you like to purchase insurance in case we fuck up the only job we're supposed to do? Like, it's weird that they have package insurance or transport insurance when that's why I'm hiring you to deliver this package.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
However, I know why they offer it, because you can't... There's no way that they can be responsible for 50 people touching your package.
True.
And they could have one employee who's like, oh, fragile, we'll see about that. I've had a bad day, and I don't have anyone to fight, so I'm just going to kick this box around for a little bit.
Like Ace Ventura stuff.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
That happened in a movie?
Well, he, like, at the very beginning of the movie, he's delivering a package, but he's pretending to be a UPS man, and he's just, like, kicking it and just, like, playing soccer with this box and down the hall.
Alright,
Pat, you got one more for us?
For animals with an amazing sense of smell, dogs sure do sniff piles of turds for a long time before realizing, whoops, these are turds. I go to my mom's house, I walk the dog and help out, and, we're walking, in the back, and, they sniff around, and they come through a pile of dog shit, and they do smell it. They don't do anything to it, but they smell it, and then they realize, I don't want to be smelling this anymore. Like, for me, it'd take, 0.3 seconds, and I'd be like, yeah.
That's good.
My dad, he had a dog that they had to actually give medicine to make his poop taste bad, because the dog would eat his own poop because it smelled like his food, I guess. And so he would always be eating his own poop, and so they had to give him medicine. They have to give him medicine to make his poop smell bad and taste bad so he won't eat it.
Oh, gross. That's terrible.
What is your level of threshold if you can eat your own poop and be like, I'm okay with this?
Yeah.
And you gotta give medicine to make your poop taste bad. Now, I can only imagine that poop tastes horrible. Do you know what it tastes like?
To eat shit?
I'm just curious.
No, I don't. I'm sorry, but I never had that urge to.
This is a real crapshoot of a show.
Intermission. It's kind of a news bit. This happened a couple months ago in Orlando. Two guys were driving on I-4. They're driving next to each other in the lane. One of the guys trying to get in front of the other guy, and they're kind of doing road rage here. They're a little bit. He's not letting him in the lane, so this one driver brandishes his gun. All right, he's got a gun. It's the South. We got gun rights. Everyone's got guns. It's legal.
Yeah.
Right? Pulls out, shows his gun. The other driver, this got his girlfriend in the car, sees this man pull a gun out, and what he does is he tries to get his gun out, because he's got a gun too, because this is Florida, and God bless America, all right?
Right.
And so he tries to pull his gun out of his holster while driving on I-4, and he shoots himself in his leg. So he shoots himself while trying to pull out his gun, because he's going to show off his gun to the other guy with the gun, and then shoots himself with his gun. That's what happens in Florida. You got to, Hey, but we don't have any gun issues, okay?
No.
Don't you dare think about that. It's just one man's right, showing off his gun, and another man's right to shoot himself in the leg.
Well, he's over there showing off his gun, and I was like, well, I'm going to show him my gun, because,
exactly,
I got my gun.
Exactly.
I
it's
accidentally discharged it because I never took a gun class in my life.
I personally think that's the biggest way to, just show you are way better than another person. When you pull out your gun, and it's just, you've just polished it a little bit more than he has. I think it's kind of hilarious, though.
Oh, yeah, it's fucking
as much
funny.
commentary as it says about it, it's kind of hilarious.
When is there not a right time to whip your gun out?
Yeah. Like these guys walking into Starbucks and stuff with
well, I've had a guy come into the store
rifles.
with my gun. He had a gun in his back.
Yeah.
Just chilling there, and I'm like, that's really awkward. Like, I'm trying to ring him up. That's Florida. You can do that.
Yeah.
Even though, like, the law
But they're probably a good guy, alright? You know.
Oh, of course.
Nothing stops bad guys with guns.
That's why he's buying a 1.75 bottle of Skull vodka.
Right.
Because he's a good guy.
He's probably just buying it for a friend.
Alright, I'm going to present you guys with a paradox, and I want to get your reactions.
This sentence is a lie. That's a paradox. Is it a lie because I'm telling you it, or is it actually a lie? Isn't it like an infinite paradox? Right? Am I right?
Yeah, it is a paradox.
Oh, yeah. Good. I'm good.
So here's a paradox called the ship of Theseus. Okay, so Theseus was this Greek dude. He had a ship. When he died, they were like, we will keep your ship in this harbor forever, and it'll be the monument to you. Okay? So what happens is, after some time, some of the planks get old, and so they replace them. Okay? So they replace the ship with the new plank whenever an old one gets rusted, or not rusted, but rots or whatever, right? Eventually, it comes to a point where they replace every piece of wood with a new piece of wood because all the old wood rotted. So, the question is if every piece has been replaced at this point, is that still the ship of Theseus? Is that still the same ship?
I mean, technically it would be.
Right? So it's...
But it's not at the same time.
What do you think, Pat? If you replaced every piece of wood with a new piece of wood, is it the same ship?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I do. Because that's the name of the ship, right?
Yeah.
Are they using the exact same kind of wood?
You're constantly...
Yeah, it's exact, other than the age maybe,
well,
it's the exact kind of wood. It's the same, it's even the same kind of wood from the exact same batch,
Oh, then it's the same ship, yeah.
Yeah, because
it wasn't the original ship when they built it, right? They used all the parts. They used constantly what?
Well, no, I was just saying, even if you constantly are replacing something and you leave the ship, if you had the same captain or whatever, or the same mission, or the ship has the same meaning. Like it's still in commission. Okay. It's got the same set of orders.
All right.
Yeah, you're constantly replacing, and crew may.
Well, then how about this though? Then they completely replace the ship. Right. So every piece of the ship is now removed, right? Mm-hmm. Later, so that ship still exists, but later someone gathers all the original pieces and then puts them back together somewhere else. Is that the original ship, or is this the original ship?
Now you just blew my mind, bro.
Which is the original ship then?
Well, if you think about it.
The original ship would be the original ship. However, if you view the
original pieces,
if you view the ship as a being that can be replaced,
yeah.
Then you got a motherfucking zombie ship.
Well, no, wait, think about it. All right, Star Trek. You have Enterprise A, B, C, D, E.
Sure.
It's not the same ship. They use the same name.
But they're clearly named different. You know what I mean?
Different schematics.
This is about the same name. This is about so the ship is the ship of Theseus, and it's all these. It's made out of this plank A, right? Material A.
Okay.
That is the ship of Theseus. Eventually one piece gets old, they take it off, they put on a new piece. Eventually another piece gets old, they take it off, put on a new piece. So it's still the ship of Theseus, but eventually all the old pieces are now replaced by the new piece. Is it still the same original ship of Theseus? Or is when they assemble it again later, is that the ship of Theseus?
Is it the same crew, same captain?
Well, it's on display. It's not even being used. And this is after the original.
I mean, if it ain't being used, it ain't really a ship. If it's just in a museum, it's an artifact at that point.
But this isn't a matter of ship. This is a matter of name identity.
It's a piece of shit is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, why would you?
You could call it Steve, right? Steve could be this really old ship, and then eventually all of its parts were replaced.
I mean,
is that still Steve, or is the new ship Steve?
I shed my skin, and I'm constantly replacing my own skin, but I'm the same person.
That's a good answer. So there you go. You're born with a certain amount of cells.
Yeah.
Eventually, at the age of 50, suddenly all of your cells have regenerated new cells, and the old ones have sort of shed or died or whatever.
Right.
So you have completely new cells. Are you still the same Richie as you were from childhood?
I mean, I'm constantly evolving, bro.
Yeah.
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 I mean, not to get like any sort of.
So that's like
topic,
you're saying what you're saying is that you
Well,
as a child.
I don't even think I'm the same
is a
person I am 5 years
completely
ago.
different identity.
I will say
being.
I'm an energy that inhabits this body.
Okay.
When I die, my energy will go back to wherever energy goes because you cannot create or destroy energy, and it is shown that we are energy. So when I die, my energy just goes into something else. I'm the energy in the body.
But the question is that still Richie?
I'm always gonna be Richie.
So when you're like a shoe and
I'll be drinking a beer and smoking
carpet,
a cigarette.
With the amount of water we have, statistically, we have at one point drank a water molecule that has been drank and peed out by a dinosaur. That's true.
Thank you.
Made movies. Have you guys seen Event Horizon?
Oh,
yeah, love that movie.
Yeah. Okay. So
where go?
this my made a movie. I kind of want to make Event Horizon 2 the Event Horizioner. We can work on that title, but basically, I wanted to.
It could be one of those sequels that doesn't actually just use 2, but changes the name completely.
Sure, yeah, like Event Horizon 2, Infinity Wars.
No, it'd be Event Horizioner. So you have Event Horizon. Like, what's the sequel of Event Horizon?
Oh, okay,
Horizon
so like
2?
Into the Dark Event Horizon.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, it's like, oh, okay, whatever. Chronicles of Event Horizon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Part 2. The Horizioner. So, I want to...
Event Horizon.
It stars Sam Neill.
Judgment Day.
It stars Sam Neill.
Reloaded. He's got nothing better
where
to do
we're going,
with his life.
we don't need eyes. He's being tortured by his dead wife, right? But then he like snaps to a little bit
She's
of
just
sanity.
like, I'm just kidding.
Well, yeah, no, but he sort of like he lapses in moments of sanity, right, and then goes back to Nutter, right? So he has this conflicting duality going on where he wants to do good, but he can't. Okay, so then meanwhile they've sent another ship because the government, they want to know what happened, and Martin Fish Lawrence.
What?
Larry Fishburne?
Yeah, Larry Fishburne.
Did you say Fish
Martin
Lawrence?
Fish Lawrence, yeah. Martin Lawrence.
Martin Fish Lawrence.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so at the end of Event Horizon,
I would have accepted
the two crewmen.
anything other than that.
Alright, look, so the crewman who escaped in the first one, make it back to Earth, and the government wants to know what happened,
well, only
so
two people
they go
make it.
back. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Only the two people that escaped from it make it back to Earth, and they're like, what happened? They explain to him, they're like, we don't believe you, but the opening of portal worked. We can go to other planets, other dimensions. One of them goes back with the new crew. They all go back to the Event Horizon. It was blown up, right? Because they blew it up at the end. But they see the debris, and there's sort of like there's like a field.
Well,
there's like a black hole. There's a white hole.
What
right?
if it didn't blow up? What if it got sucked back into the other dimension right before it blew
That's
up
good.
and
That's
came
good.
back?
But there should be a rip in the fabric of space time right there.
So half
into
of
the
it's-
other dimension where the ship is, and so they go there.
So
and
half
they see
of
through.
half of it's blown up, but the other half is not.
Right, but what I'm saying is that like the other half is in this dimension, the hell dimension where they just came from. So the expedition is that they got to go through the rift in the dimensions to go and maybe they got to rescue somebody from the original ship. Like they keep showing the captain and he's fine or something.
They want to.
You know what
they
I mean?
want to go back. Like the corporate people want to go back.
Right, they want to go back to get the drive.
And the
because
head
that
of
was
the head of the corporation
The two-
is played by Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson.
But the two people,
Okay.
Yeah,
the
it's
two
the head
survivors
corporation.
don't want to go back. But
Right,
then,
of course.
But then there's one person who's going to lead this, and it's led by Liam Neeson.
Oh, I like that.
Liam Neeson.
Good name drop.
He's the new captain of the new ship.
He and Sam Neill created Event Horizon together, but Sam Neill wanted to take it further, and
Sure.
he saw that Sam Neill was so involved in this project.
And he knew that his wife killed himself,
Yeah.
so he saw all the signs. Yeah, he was invested.
He was saying
oh, this is good.
He was saying this is
good.
not worth it.
Yeah.
So he quits the company even. So he's back on Earth in like a
Right.
ranch somewhere.
But when Sam Neill disappears, they go to him like,
And they're
hey,
like, we got these two
Here's what we
survivors.
know. The ship came back. We know the portal works. The engine works. It can actually open dimension,
Right.
folds in time.
We have
to
a
get-
beacon that's
right.
still going on.
Right, there's some going off. It looks like there might be a survivor on the ship.
Yeah.
You are the second most qualified person to go see this. this engine to make sure that we can get it back.
And he's like, no, I'm not doing it. And then, he's sitting on his ranch and he's looking at like a picture of his dead wife or whatever.
And Sam Neill should call him on the phone, even though he's in another dimension.
He should just be like,
it's
on
his
the other
hollow.
side.
Hey, Sam.
Hey.
I cooked my eyes out and I cut my
I don't need eyes.
I cut my skin to look like Hellraiser.
I don't have a face anymore, but could you come get me? Please bring some
I'm
beers.
still bleeding.
Yeah.
I
need some Vaseline for my new skin.
I don't want to put any pressure, but if you do come, you bring some Band-Aids.
Could you also bring some sunscreen?
You just hear a ringing.
No, it's going to be like a hollow call, with the hologram or something. It's the future,
hollow
right?
call.
Yeah. His hollow screen turns on and says, you have a call from
Guy with no eyes.
Would you accept collect call? It's coming from
Dimension XL 429.
Well, then
Yeah,
Liam
it's
Neeson has to convince the survivors to go with them. And they're like, fuck that, I'm not going. And he's like, have you seen Taken 1?
His character in the movie should be Martin Fish Lawrence.
Martin Fish Lawrence.
Yeah.
That's his name.
I think I'm gonna piss myself there.
And so, of course, one by one, crew members started to go missing.
Of course.
Because you're getting sucked into the hell dimension, all right? Some of them stay on board. They're on this side of the Earth. They're kind of okay, but they're starting to see shit. But when they go to the ship, first of all, it's just black. It's a void. There's, like, no stars on this dimension. There's just this derelict half a ship floating in nothing. So then they board and they dock, and it's just everything inside is... They continuously get lost. There's no structure from inside the ship. There's some hallways that seem bigger than possible. They're in a smaller ship, but the hallways like extends almost forever, and they're like, this is nuts. And they keep going indoors and stuff, and they keep coming across maybe ghost images of the past crew, or maybe the actual past crew, but they've just gone and all are like, bloody and crawling around each other, like the video showed in the first one. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Can we put Arnold Schwarzenegger's twin in here? Robert De Niro.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's twin, Robert De Niro.
Yeah, then one thing in the movies was called
Danny DeVito?
Danny DeVito. There we go. Yeah, whatever. Danny DeVito should be in it as the character he played in the movie Twins.
No, Danny DeVito should be a random person they encounter, like skinless and covered in blood in one of the rooms, and it's just like, I've been here for 80 years.
Oh yeah, Danny DeVito.
He was on the original crew that went through the Event Horizon, and he's just like... And he's got like, I don't know, he's all messed up.
He's wearing tidy whities.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, in theory, folding space-time is the best way to travel, but if there's an infinite user universe...
Talk to the Event Horizon crew, I don't think that's still the same way.
Well, I'm just saying, it would be the shortest amount of travel time.
Short is not always better.
So they gotta close the dimensional gate, right?
You find out Liam Neeson works for Johnson & Johnson, brings him some Band-Aids and some gauze and a pair of bifocals and says, this is not the way.
He actually is trying to fix Sam Neill, but they gotta close the dimensional rift, alright, because hell could just bleed into our dimension. So they set up more explosives, because that's how you do things. The dead wife, who's really the bad lady, she keeps trying, like her goal is to get the gate portal engine thing back onto the regular ship and bring it to Earth, bring hell in. And then they have to decide to go against the company and blow it up in that dimensional realm, because if they bring it into our dimension, then, literally all hell breaks loose. But if they blow it up in that dimension, it'll close the rift.
Oh, Liam Neeson has to survive. Because he's coming back in Event Horizon 3. The Event Horizonist.
Oh, Liam Neeson. Okay. What about Sam Neill? Maybe he sacrifices himself and blows the ship up.
No, he's back on Earth in like an asylum.
And that's the plot. That's the very end cliff drop.
No, all of a sudden he closes his eyes and opens them, and it's just black, like they're gone again.
And it could leave room to like maybe this whole time he was just in an asylum, making this whole story up in his mind, which you never really know until you see Event Horizon 3, Event Horizioner. Event Horizonist.
Event Horizon 2 is Event Horizon.
The original guys who survived, did they not survive? I feel like one of them.
I think the black guy's got to keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them doesn't even leave the actual ship. She stays on the original ship while everyone else goes to the other one. You know what I mean? Some of the people who stay behind, they should survive.
She's like, I'm getting Larry back.
Larry?
Larry Fishburne.
Oh.
No, it was.
Fishman.
It
She
was,
could
it
be.
was
Yeah,
Martin.
there could be
Fish
like,
Lawrence.
there could be, she could, that's what she could be hallucinating about, though.
Oh, it hurts so bad. Alright.
Well, it's awkward for you right now, isn't it?
Yeah, well, like,
At least I remember the outro, unlike some people. Who's just about to end the show without giving the word for next week.
okay, thanks for listening with us this week on No Salt. This episode, Kool-Aid, was brought to you by the letter F and Patrick U. So I guess we have a word of the week, and it's my turn this week to give the word of the week. And the word for next week will be robotics. And thanks everyone for listening. I'm Idris.
I'm Richard. Peace, dudes.